Look, I will survive. Because this episode is how to survive a breakup. Let's do it. Hey. Bobby. And if we can turn this up some, you know, I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this.
There's really not much I won't do for you. A bunch of 12 yellow roses and candy too. I like to be up front and never play the back. Of the way you treat me, girl, it's like a heart attack.
Hey. What's going on, everybody? We had another episode here on DMC, Dating, Mating, Communicating. This episode, we've all been there. If you haven't been there, I feel bad for you because you got some stuff you got to go through. But this episode today is how to survive a breakup. They're tough. We know they are, but stick with us. We're going to walk you how to get through it. But before we do, I am your host, Jimmy V. I can be found on Twitter, Instagram, at Be Your Own Dad. I want to introduce my lovely co-hosts.
Yes, this is Constance Dunn. How are you? You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Constance Dunn. And we have an invisible man we're waiting.
Invisible man. We heard he's been going through some times right now, so, you know.
Or maybe he's breaking up with us.
Maybe. He didn't even give you a call or a text. She's going to stand us up.
Yeah, we're actually just trying to be very positive, but this is a very heavy subject.
Definitely.
But if you are going through it right now, there are things that you can do. There is stuff and things that you can do. Unfortunately, we do not. Hey, break it up.
Hey, unbelievable. Look, I thought you were breaking up with this man.
Yeah, we thought you were breaking up with us. Did you not like your contract?
No call, no.
I wasn't breaking up with you guys. I was getting broken up with.
What? What happened?
She left a Dear John leather in my cat's litter box. In the litter box.
Not a John Deere letter?
No, not a John Deere leather. A Dear John leather.
Well, those are a few ways to actually do a breakup. Leaving them a letter there and just
In your cat's litter box.
Right.
Or you can leave it, in your dog's, your dog's bed, in a little sleep bed or whatever.
Now, why don't you tell people who you are and where you can be found?
Okay, so I'm the cat litter box breakup guy, your boy Chaos J, KAAOSJ. You can find me on Twitter. You can also find me on Instagram, Chaos_Oceans31. Because I'm giving you 31 flavors of sadness.
Can we
today.
find you on the freeway too?
You can. You can always find me on the freeway. I'm pretty sure I live on the freeway because that's where I am all the time in traffic.
But I'd love to break up with the freeway one day, wouldn't you?
I would love to break up. I would love to divorce the freeway, like just a straight up divorce.
Just like move to
Jets. Check. Can you guys hear me now?
Can you hear me?
I can.
All right.
We're fixing it. Yeah. We're good. All right then. Cool.
Okay, yeah, so breakups. We're going to get right to it because we know if people are watching and they're hurting right now, there are things that can
They're
be
feeling
done.
the pain.
Yes.
I know how it is, and it's not easy. Luckily, I got my co-host here to walk everybody else through at home as well as ourselves too on how to not only deal with a breakup, but how to get back on your swag and keep things pushing, right? So, what are different types of breakups? Because there's not only one. There's multiple ones, guys.
There's multiples. Not only are there multiples, but there's also good ways to break up and really bad ways to break up.
Right.
What do you think about the faux breakup?
What's that?
The faux breakup. Okay, so
First of all, break it down. Faux. What does that mean?
Faux, F-A-U, fake or... Yeah, we'll just call it fake. Fake, or there's a little bit of fakeness to it, but there's a little fiction there, where it's not 100% the truth and it's not 100% factual.
Is it done for drama?
It can be done for drama, or it can be done for a
Attention
hall
seeking.
pass.
Oh, a hall pass, like going to
It
Vegas
can be
for the weekend?
like going to Vegas for the weekend.
Okay.
Your boy's got a really crazy bachelor party lined up, and
Right.
you'd never be able to go otherwise. So you create an argument, and and essentially, I think we need some time apart.
Would
AKA,
you
You go have
you
your
just
fun.
want to be single.
You just
want to
be single for the weekend,
and you
for a couple days
come
to
back
do whatever
like,
you do, and you come
you
back.
know
like,
what? I don't know.
I
What
think
I
we're
was
better
thinking.
together.
Would
Exactly.
you take that
complete me.
risk? Would you take a fake breakup on a girl that was like you were thinking LTR, long-term relationship?
No, because if it's the girl of my dreams, then I'm thinking, I'm thinking a long run,
Right.
As a guy, you don't want to do anything to mess that up, But of course, no relationship is perfect.
What do you guys think about the boy who cried wolf? Like when there's these couples that break up a lot, but then you're really finally done. Like really, 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 really never getting back together again. I don't know if you've ever had experience or know people that have. How would you really convince the person on the 10th time that this is for realsy when you've been there?
Well, one, I've never been there, so I can't speak directly on it, but I can say when you say we're breaking up, no, we're together. We're breaking up, we're
Right.
together. There's just a big confusion because at that point, you don't know what you can do. It's like, all right, am I in a relationship now? Or are we going to get back together? Like, am I allowed to see other people?
Right.
So it becomes a big confusion that just really you need to figure it out if you guys are on or off.
Not only that, but I think that because something that I've noticed with couples that are on again, off again, on again, off again, is when they break up, they don't follow the breakup protocol. And when I say the breakup protocol, what I mean is they don't stop talking to each other, stop texting each other,
Yeah.
stop sleeping with each other.
Right.
Like, so
Oopsie.
It's like everything's there besides the actual title.
pretty much. You're doing all the same things you did when you were together,
Right.
minus the title. And at that point, does the title even matter? And then a lot of times that's when you get confusion, and it's like, okay, then you find, the guy finds out, well, she's got some side pieces, and it's like, well, what's going on? Well, technically we're broke up, and it's all about that putting that whole spin on it. So that's definitely one of those problems, and I feel like the way that you would alleviate that is to actually follow the breakup protocol. What's the breakup protocol? Stop communicating with that person.
Yes.
Text, social media, unfollow,
Yes.
unfriend. You cut them off.
Cold.
So, and you cut them off cold, and that's another way. Not only is that breaking up with them and following the protocol and establishing that, hey, we're done, but that also gives you that space that you need to really see if that's what you want or if it's not something that you want.
You know what, Coach? You just made a great point. When you cut all types of communication, you start to see if you really think about this person as often as you thought you should. If it's not like, oh, I'm thinking of them, then you don't really need to be in that relationship. Now, if we flip the coin, if you cut all types and you're constantly thinking of them, what are you doing? Then you truly have feelings for this person.
You might also just be fixated on them.
Or not even, you
Okay.
could be fixated, or you could just be so used to the routine, so used to
Yes.
them being there.
That's
And that's
right.
when you have to take a step back and start doing things differently. You have
Yep.
to change some of the routines and the patterns that you've established in your life that involve that person. You need to start going out, places, different places, hang out with some friends that you might not have hung out with in a while.
Switch up a few things.
You gotta switch it up.
Yeah.
Because if you just keep going in that same pattern, then not only are you going to constantly be stuck on thinking about that person, but you're also going to keep bumping into things that's going to trigger that memory of your time with that person. So then you're just
Yeah.
going like, oh my God, it's terrible, my life.
Yeah.
And it's not. You're stuck in that rut.
Yeah.
Stop listening to them sad songs. Turn that crap off.
That's right.
Get
yeah.
That's
outside.
true.
Get some sunshine.
Yeah.
No, I think that breakups happen the most clean when it's obviously between rational people who both agree, and that's like never going to happen. That's like, what, 2% of
So,
of
like, it's a
breakups.
mutual thing.
It's a mutual thing, but the people who tend to be the most clear cut and don't go back tend to be very strong people, and I don't mean to put people who have a hard time with breakups, because in the past I've had a very difficult time with breakups. There's a lot of personal psychology involved in breakups, but people that I've noticed that do a very good job have a very strong idea of what they want in their life. They have it really mapped out, and they almost stick to that vision. And if they realize that the person that I'm mating up with is not really sharing my vision, and we're not on the same page, they move out, they move on, and they're done. And it's interesting, they do very little sentimentality. I have a friend who's just amazing. He just would say, well, this is the reason why. This is how we're not completely compatible. And for the long run, it's like A, B, C, and D. She just doesn't have this together. He would be very, not mean to her, like she's a great girl, but he just would be very, very clear about what he wants in life.
You know what, Constance? I'm actually glad you just mentioned that because earlier today I reshared something on Facebook, which I've got it up now. It's called 12 Reasons Why Old Souls Have Such a Hard Time of Finding Love. And one of the reasons it did say, because old souls know what they want, and two, they've gone through things already, so they're strengthened inside more. So when it comes to a breakup, they're not, it's not that they're like sad, I can't live. It's like they understand this just wasn't for them.
Right, so it's experience-based, which we talk about a lot on this show.
Yes.
If you are like, let's say 20, 19, or 18, you just don't have the base of experience yet. You haven't worked at the ice cream shop long enough. You don't know that the toffee twirl is over to the right. You don't know that the watermelon fudge is in the middle and that the rum raisin is in the front. If you're someone with more experience in this realm, you know where all 32 flavors are because you've been working at the ice cream parlor for a while. So when someone comes in and they really want the rainbow triple fudge, you go, we don't have that there. And they're like, but I really want it. And you're like, but we don't have it.
So can we give everybody that's watching, can we just give them a quick demonstration of what a perfect breakup would be like?
A perfect breakup.
A perfect breakup.
Let's throw in the sandwich.
So who wants to be the breaker and who wants to be the upper?
Am I going to be the nut, or are you going to be the rational one?
No, let's just both be
normal?
Let's just
okay.
Perfectly excellent breakup. Let's just do that one.
Okay.
And 3,
you do it to me. You break up with me.
2, 1, action.
I just don't think this is gonna work. You don't really have a good sense of humor.
I don't have a good sense of humor?
No, not really. I think we should just see other people.
So you don't really want to be with me anymore?
Nope, not at all.
Well, okay. You know what? There's no way.
I think you're a great person, though.
Yeah, I really like you too, but I couldn't want to be with a guy that doesn't really like me. And I'm sure somebody would like me out there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they would.
Yeah.
I think you'll do great.
I think you'll do great too.
Okay, well, hey, it was fun. Thanks.
Kels, it started out rough, but it ended good.
It was the sandwich effect.
The not
it was the sandwich effect.
But the thing is that I got to be honest, that was funny, but I wouldn't get specific on what you don't like about the person, right? So keep it really about
it'd be more
yourself,
something
right?
like, you got great things going on, I've got great things. We're just not matching up right now, but I wish you the best. Boom, done.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
and that's why I say perfect, because there's no such thing as a perfect breakup. Because it's never going to go like that. Ever. You need to be prepared for the worst.
But guys, why do people break up in the first place?
Why have you had a breakup? And you don't have to get into who, what, or when. I don't want to get into your
spill the bit.
Tell me. I've had breakups due to infidelity.
Okay.
Which is actually one of the top 10 lists.
Yeah, like I've had breakups because of that. I've had breakups because
them or you cheating.
Them cheating.
Okay.
I've had breakups because of
bad habits, maybe.
Just overall, just being selfish.
Okay.
On both parts. No, that's me and them.
Yeah.
I've had. Let's see. I've had a fair share of breakups. And I've had breakups just because it really didn't work outside of the bedroom.
Right. It's a discovery, right? Don't you just think about even your friendships, to keep it to a neutral topic. Think about you getting to know some dude, you've gone to a couple games with them or whatever, you've had some drinks, or you just are hanging out and you're kind of maybe a month into hanging out with them. You don't really like this person. Just it's like layers are uncovered.
Yeah, exactly. You learn that you guys like similar things, but them as a person, you're like, oh, okay. Well,
I had this with a girl.
besides the basketball game, I'm not really all that, you know.
Yeah, like
You know,
you
Like I'm not looking forward to
values.
talking to you. Like I'm just like,
Yeah.
what do they want? Oh, hey, heart face emoji.
But
Cool.
I did want to give our viewers a list of the top 10 reasons
Thank
why
you.
people do break up. So
Let's do it.
number 1, we have poor communication, which is
Right.
very true. 2, finances. 3, abuse. 4, social isolation. 5, conflicting goals, which is definitely true.
Yeah.
6, control issues, which
Ooh.
we've seen in a lot of
Yes.
Tyler Perry movies.
I know you don't think you're gonna wear that out tonight.
7.
I'm just wearing some Timbs. Yeah, I don't like my women wearing Timbs. You a
7,
lady, you wear heels 24/7.
complacency. 8, bad habits. 9, low self-esteem. And then 10, of course, infidelity. And I think this was off of couplescounselingchicago.net, but they pretty much got the list down packed.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that one. There's multiple that I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
applies to me.
And then I think one of the big ones though, which was number 1, poor communication. If you don't, if you, not stress, but if you don't communicate that something's wrong here, the other person might be thinking, hey, everything's all good and hunky dory, all this stuff, blah blah blah, and then you get hit with the blindside breakup, like, hey, this just isn't
We
working
need to
out, and it's
talk.
like, whoa, what?
Right. Think this isn't working out for me. Like, wait, what do you mean it's not? I thought we were cool. Like,
Yeah,
we
I
just
thought
went to
everything was
Disneyland
good.
like yesterday. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think that, and I think that there's a lot of situations where, you know, the relationship will end, and you know, and they break up, and there's so many other little reasons, and really the root of the reason is communication, but they don't realize it's communication because there's so many other things that's compounded on top of that. In addition to the fact that it can be miscommunication just of that person holding all these feelings in and not verbally saying, hey, I like it when you suck my toes, but you don't suck my toes. I need a man that is going
spit my
to suck
drink
my
out.
toes.
So what?
I mean, it can really. I mean, I know that that's a little, you know, embellishment, but
Yeah.
it can be in bedroom, out bedroom. It can be a
Right.
lot of different things,
Yeah.
and then just be compounded on top of each other. You know, I want to go to the movies. You don't want to go to the movies. I want my toes sucked. You don't want to suck my toes. I like back
Kels,
scratches.
you have something with your
Not
toes
even.
being
I just
sucked?
think it sounds funny. So I'm just saying, there's a lot of different things, and they can stem back to communication.
Right.
So a reason that a woman would not want to communicate very directly with a man, a reason would be that she wouldn't want to hurt his feelings. That's like a big reason, especially what I call good girl syndrome. And there's a lot of symptoms under that, but one of those, and I have done this myself, where I didn't really want to tell them directly. Like, I'm just not that into you.
And that's another thing. I watch a whole lot of stuff. Yesterday, I was watching this documentary on Tony Robbins. If you guys don't know, great motivational speaker. But he had this one girl who was upset about the relationship she was in, but she didn't want to hurt him. So she stayed in it the whole time, trying to protect him. But ultimately, she's hurting herself
So many
in
women
the
do
long
that.
run.
So
And
Right.
hurting him because
For not telling them.
Because and then she's unhappy, and then, you know, and then
yep.
when she finally breaks up, it's like, this was 2 years up past due, and this is 2 years that we could have been broken up, and I could have found the right person, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I was also going to say that sometimes, along with the communication thing, a lot of people don't understand that you need to be tact. You need to have tact. You need to be
Right.
tactful, and in that. It can also go along with having discussions. So sometimes women can be afraid of communicating how they really feel because they're afraid of that person's reaction, or he's just going to get
Absolutely.
angry and not hear what I'm
Absolutely.
trying to say,
Yeah.
and then we're just going to end up arguing instead of him actually listening and internalizing
Absolutely.
what I'm trying to say. But it also goes on the reverse as well, where sometimes men don't want to communicate because they don't want to express certain things because they don't want to hear the nagging, the bitching, the complaining, the whining, or get into an argument. A lot of times, I know, you know, for me, it's just like, you know what, I don't feel like arguing about it. I don't want to get into a fight.
just say yes.
I'm just gonna, yeah, okay,
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
We can do that.
But what are
Okay.
some reasons if you think about when you've not been told a woman your feelings, Jimmy, what was kind of the reason or the idea behind it?
Definitely, one, not wanting to hurt her back, because no matter what, if you're a male or a female, whatever you say to your partner, and they're truly invested in you, it's going to hurt them. So definitely just trying to protect them. But two, as far as a more selfish area, kind of,
Right.
I'd say it'd be more of just really not wanting to be truthful with them, because I don't want them to see me in a different image or so.
Interesting.
Yeah, which ultimately though that hurts me. It's because I'm trying to be Mr. Perfect.
Right.
Do this and that. Really, I'm the whole opposite guy, and I'm just kind of holding him off until I'm ready to bring him out, I guess.
Right. So it's almost like you're just living, not you, but one of the things that we do is we're not thinking long term. We're almost just thinking of the present. It's easier just to deal with the situation I have right now, because the other alternative is something I don't know what that is, but I know what I have now, and it's either adequate or I'm settling.
You know what? That's an absolutely great point, because I find out with myself, and Tony Robbins actually brought this up as well as many people have two people inside them. One person they think they are, and the person that they actually are. A lot of us, we try to be this person. We strive.
Right.
We actually strive. We actually work at it. But no matter how much you're comfortable with this person here, that is you. So it's just up to you to say, okay, I'm this person, I'm not this person.
Like, I'm really a jerk. So just embrace being a jerk.
Right.
I'm just gonna embrace my true essence.
Yeah.
It's funny with breakups, because often they can be so helter-skelter as far as the emotionalism. It's either like I have to love you or I have to hate you. And a lot of times, especially when you've been really hung up on a guy and you have strong feelings, and particularly, one of the things I always say, the sex, once you throw sex in there, it's like putting napalm into something, because again, you're not necessarily getting to know the person you're having sex, and the chemicals that get involved there. So then when you go to break up, and I know like for women and men too, you go into this fantasy mode where you think about the good things. You can cherry
Fantasia,
pick.
right?
Yeah, fantasia. You cherry pick the great memories, right? Like, let's say a girl, let's
Pun
just say
intended.
in
Cherry
another-
pick.
you-
Whipped cream. Sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate. Sexual. You're just trying to make it sexual. But let's just say someone broke up with you in some alternative universe. Someone actually broke up with chaos.
It don't even have to go to an alternative universe. It has happened in real life.
It has happened here.
And it ultimately was the best thing. You guys weren't going to stay together forever, but she broke up with you. And that's hard to take. And you kind of go into this mindset where you keep thinking about her and romanticizing it. What are some things you can do to stop doing that? Because you're very good at things like that. I think you're a very kind of controlled person mentally.
Well, thank you. I'd like to think so myself.
I like the compliments.
I don't, lose my mind that often. For me, I sound like a recorder, but for me, it really is about changing your environment and getting out and getting active. And that's not to say you may already be active. Well, guess what? I need you to multiply that times 5, because that's ultimately what it's going to do. Is you're going to, until you actually really get over it, you need, I feel like, for what helps is to fill your schedule with things that take your mind off of it.
Yeah.
By all means, if you break up on the Monday, go ahead, take Tuesday, Wednesday, hell, the whole week even, if you need to reflect, think about it, and recompose yourself. And by that weekend, I'm gonna need you to turn that frown upside down and get out and get it cracking.
Good advice.
Go to the gym, take that Pilates class you want to take that yoga class,
do it.
or that dance aerobics, or whatever it is that you want to do. But get active. Start doing stuff. Go catch some movies.
That's
Go
right.
just any and everything that you can get your hands into, or things that you might have wanted to do that they might not have been interested in, so you kind of didn't do it, or things that you've turned, things you've been invited to that your friends invited you to, but you turned it down because your significant other didn't want to do it, or you guys already had plans. Do them. Get out. Do things.
There you go.
Don't sit and look at it. Clear your house. If you have pictures and stuff, clear it out. Your social media, clear it out. Text messages, clear it out. Get rid of it. Purge. You need to get rid of that. Get rid of any and everything that's going to remind you of that person. If you don't feel comfortable with actually getting rid of it permanently, at least put it all in a box and put it somewhere deep where you can't really get to it easily. At the very least.
There you go.
But that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
And you've talked about this before, Jimmy, where you've said, well, weren't you saying once, like, a reason that you would keep things around is because you want to cling on to this person still?
Yeah, that's right. You just want to cling on to the feeling of it, the emotions and the memories, but ultimately that's just, once again, not to sound like I'm always repeating myself, but you're just hurting yourself in the long run. It's just easier to get rid of it then at that point and move on. And Kels, you dove right into our section now, which is ways to get over him or her. And what I wanted to speak on further was you mentioned the social media. That's big, everybody's on Facebook, everybody's on Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. I recently got over a breakup, and the way I was able to was, even though we were so cool before the breakup, I had to unfollow her on Snapchat, on Instagram, on Facebook, because I would wake up every morning and see her post this and that, and it's like, oh, now that just reminded me of everything I just went through. So once again, you gotta cut that off cold. Boom. It's gonna be tough, but you will get through it, and once again, you will grow through it as well.
So you get through it faster. Because it's funny, I've had breakups where it's been very difficult for me, and the idea is that I'm a person that's very analytical. I'm in my head a lot, so I didn't think about. All I could think about was the pain at the moment, and it was very hard for me to think about a future where I would be with somebody else. Do you know what I mean? So I know that there's people that are watching this that are like going through a breakup, and they're just like, screw you with your freaking gym advice, dude, because I am sitting in my bed and I have not left my house, and my hair is greasy, and there's cartons of Chinese food all over the place. It smells like
cat food and ass in my living room.
But the thing is that you will wake up and it will not feel this way. I mean, that's a guarantee.
Every day it will hurt less and less, but it will only hurt less and less if you fill your day with things to get your mind off of it. If you sit around and you wallow in your sorrow, it won't stop hurting because you're wallowing around in it. You won't stop smelling like crap if you keep rolling around in a bunch of crap. So stop rolling around in it.
Right.
Get out the house. Go do things.
Exactly.
And that doesn't necessarily mean to jump in bed with someone. Although if that's what works for you, then by all means. Some people say the best way to get over somebody is to get under a new one. But I'm not recommending that. Right.
I know people that have done that. That's their MO, man. They'll immediately dive hard.
Man, I need some new meat stick. Like, wait, hold on, time out.
I have a friend, and she's been in a relationship. She's like, I have the weirdest feeling that we're together right now. They get along really great. She's a cool girl.
Yeah.
That we're in this right now because he's getting out of something. And she just had, and I go, you're like probably right. And it's like, it's real. We're having a good time, but I just have a feeling. So this is somebody who he does this, and I've actually known people that people respond to breakups very differently. And I was reading some of the research that is done on breakups in universities, and the people that tend to have a very, very hard time, it goes back to childhood, like all things do. If you had a childhood where you did not have a secure sense of love, essentially from parental love that wasn't consistent, you are
You
more
go find it
likely
somewhere
to
else.
have a problem with the breakups, because being broken up with or breaking up this relationship, it refers like a very fundamental break. It feels like a death, in other words. And sometimes people are not like a Kells, like they can't just go up and hit a kickboxing class and get a latte and be okay by noon. So if you are that person, there are specialist people that can help you, and sometimes there are even a course of antidepressant medication.
Yeah,
I've known
wow.
people who have gotten help, because it can be debilitating. You know, I
And
think
there is
people-
nothing wrong with that.
Thank you. There is
Everybody
nothing
needs a
wrong
little
with
bit
it.
of help every now and again.
Thank you. If you are really hurting to the point that you feel debilitated, it's worth it just checking out maybe a counselor in your community.
Yeah.
Because that
Or-
just might be
Yeah.
it. We're
Or
all
talk
different.
to a friend. If you have a friend that's going to give you good advice, we all have friends that give us terrible advice.
Bad advice.
Don't call that one. Call one that's going to be objective and give you good advice. If you have that person, if not, you can seek a professional person to do it. And then you don't have to
Absolutely.
publicize it, but don't
Right.
feel bad about it. Don't feel like
Never,
there's so many
never.
people that do it, so it's not uncommon and there's
Right.
nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
You know, Jimmy calls me all the time.
And I say,
All the
Kel,
time.
she broke my heart. Let's go grab a drink. All right, let's go.
Yeah, and we got, go
Bam.
grab a drink, and he cries on my shoulder, and it's cool. I give him tissues. It's all good,
I don't
bro.
cry. I whimper. There's a difference.
There is a difference. Sometimes I consider it weeping, but hey.
It's funny because with oh my god, it was so funny. You had just said something that made me think that it's concentration. I think a lot of this sometimes comes down to concentration, because if you're really upset about something, but you have to like chin up and go handle like a job or something, if you really focus on the task at hand, you can kind of block out. You know, you hear
really
about people
can.
that get over things by becoming a
You can get that
workaholic.
focus, yeah.
They don't stop. They're like, I cannot stop to think about anything except for this project, because that can help, right?
No, it definitely helps, and I like to refer to that as putting on your game face. Put on your game face and go play.
There you go. It's substituting what you used to be focused on to a whole completely different thing, pretty much.
Have you ever had somebody try to talk you out of your feelings when you tried to break up with them?
Oof.
They
Talk.
just denied.
Wait.
denied.
Was it something like, "Hey, we're gonna break up," and they're like, "No, we're not."
And you're like,
He's
okay.
like, "No, we're gonna break up." No, we're not.
Where, let's just say you
Huh?
When you
said-
say talk out of your feelings,
Like-
please elaborate.
okay, so let's just say you break up and you try to do the breakup where you're not pinning anything on the person. You're not saying it's
Look,
because
it's not you, it's me.
Right. Where it's just like, oh, my life's changing. I'm moving in different directions. And instead, they keep asking you to pin them down on something. Like, what is it about me? And you fall for it. It happens. It's happened to me. And you say something like, I just don't think our sense of humor is very compatible. And I just go on a thing trying to convince you that it is, and to tell you we have a lot of fun, or I try to I don't think this would work.
Remember
on
that
you.
time
You're
I
so
told you that
strong.
joke about the cat and the
you started
stairs and the French fries?
laughing.
I've had people try. I mean, this is back when my experience base was much more fledgling, and I was just the freshman in the situation. But I've fallen for it, where they just tried to talk me out of my feelings. Say no, you just don't even know what you want. You just have to we have to keep going out because you haven't really given this a full chance. They just talked me out of it. Maybe
Now,
you
was
guys are
this
looking
a
at me like
break?
this is
Wait,
No,
cuz.
not at all. I'm actually looking at you because I'm just like, damn, I think I did that at one point. So I was that
And
person.
I'm over here thinking I think I've gone through that, and I
Yeah.
just
Did they do
didn't
that?
understand it on my end. But now to actually hear it from your end, it kind of starts to make sense. But I thought that went down because it was a lack of communication.
right, because you want to be the
once
big
again,
guy.
if you say something's wrong, tell me so we can work at it instead of just coming out the blue. Yeah, this isn't working out. And I was like, wait, we were just cuddling the other day. Now it's gone. So that's where I was lost in the situation.
Tell me more. You
Oh,
were lost because
so-
you thought the relationship was good,
Right. And then the breakup came.
right?
And then she was like, "Oh, I'm just moving in a different direction,
Smart
blah,
girl.
blah, blah,"
Yeah,
right?
to say that.
Excuse
No,
me?
not to break up with you. No one's smart
Are
to
you?
break up.
No, right. But yeah, she was like moving in a different direction, and then I was like, "Oh, okay, well, what was it?"
Like,
And
you
then
going
she
north?
was like-
I can go there.
Right.
And she's like,
the
"No,
bags are
I'm
back."
just, things are going down, and I'm just moving." And I was like, "So I don't understand what went wrong." So I guess
Right.
that was me. I was trying to understand, but
Fair
not
enough.
not trying to talk her out of her feelings, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's totally fair to try to figure out what it is.
Right.
Also, people sometimes are hung up on their exes.
That's that too. Well, like we just mentioned, when you jump around from person to person, you know, you're on dude 3 where you're still caught up about dude 1, but you jump to dude 2 because of dude 1 when you're now dude 3. But
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
I get what you're saying.
I'm saying,
Basically,
when you jump around,
you end up making the rebound something serious when it shouldn't even really be like that.
right, and you're still hung
You
up
should-
on the starting
You
lineup.
should let the sheets cool down and allow yourself to just be single for a little bit.
Mm.
You don't have to jump right back on into
Figure
the
out
dating
yourself.
pool. The dating
Figure
pool
out
isn't
yourself.
going anywhere.
Oh man, it's not.
That's true. It's breakups are so difficult, but I think the key is to know that it will pass.
Yes, it will pass.
Everybody
but
says that.
we
It's
all
true.
have questions that we can always answer up here. That's why we have our questions and conundrums section
Boom,
of this
boom,
post.
boom.
Everyone, make sure you comment in the comment section if you have a question you would like to ask us. Put that bad boy down there and we will answer it on the show. So this week we've got the question. I've been seeing a guy for about a month. I don't want to see him anymore. Dun, dun, dun. Should I break up in person, over the phone, or text? I'll start off right off the bat, guys. In person, I just think it's respectable if you can have that conversation. Granted, it might be a rocky situation. They might not feel comfortable. So if that's the case, then phone conversation,
Right.
not through text. I think text is the lowest of the low.
And it's very
just like,
impersonal.
it's
Very
very
impersonal.
impersonal. That's like what Jay-Z says, you know, get that dirt off your shoulders. Like, all right, we're done.
Bam.
The
Yeah.
only thing, without knowing more about the relationship, it depends on, a lot can happen in a month. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So I guess the idea is if something
You
really
can fall in love in a
you
month.
could fall in love
in
in
30 days.
2 hours.
Hey, I've
or your
seen-
money back.
I know
Low
people
key,
get married
I've been-
within a month.
Right? I remember one time
what
when
do
I was in high school, just real quick story. I was in high school and there was this girl that I like had a low key little crush on for a hot second. And it was over the summer and we got to talking and I don't remember why we stopped by her house. It was me and my homeboys. We were driving. We were going and picking up music and stuff from Best Buy. And for whatever reason, we detoured, stopped at her house for a second. And finally, I was like, I'm just going to pull the trigger. Got her number. And then that later on, as soon as I got to the crib, it was like, hey, what's up, girl? What you doing? And we talked on the phone for about 3-4 hours. I promise you, no lie. By the end of the conversation, she's like, I don't know. I just feel so... You're just so special. Like, you just make me...
Wow.
The way you make me feel, I think I'm falling in
You
love
really
with you.
turn me on.
4 hours. I was like, whoa. And then there was a little bit of an ego where I'm like, yeah, I got him falling for the boy. But then at the same
31
time, I was like,
swaggers.
it's only been 4 hours. I know I got some good gift to gab, but damn,
But damn,
like
yeah.
it ain't that good. For me, I was just gonna say that
Gap.
while in person is great, and we do, I mean, that is true. We don't know, a lot can't happen in a month. There can be a lot of nothing that happens in a month. Ultimately, first choice in person. Second choice, I would say over the phone. There's no third choice. There's no texting, no emailing. Over the phone, if you really don't want to do it in person, I don't think that's necessarily bad. But initiate the phone call, initiate the conversation. Don't let it be something where you catch them off guard. We're like, hey, what's up, babe? How was your day?
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't really that good. I don't know if we should, stay together. Like, wait, hold on, what?
Like, whoa.
I think it's something that
Yeah.
you should initiate the conversation, but at the same time, speaking solely for women, to women, because I don't really know too many dudes that say this phrase, and I hate this phrase, we need to talk.
Right.
Don't hit, if you know that you want to break up with him at some point in the day, don't hit him up at like 12, like, hey, like, let me know when you get home from work because we need to talk. And then,
Oh, God.
and then you're not even available to talk until like 6 or 7. Because
spend the
once
whole
a man
day
hears,
thinking,
yeah,
oh my
you hear we need to
gosh.
talk, it's never good. It's not,
What
we need
does
to
this
talk.
woman wanna
right.
talk
It's
about?
never, we need to talk. And it's like, so what's up? What's going on? You rocked my world last night. That never goes down.
Never.
It's always bad. There's never once in the history of womendom where a woman has said, we need to talk, and it ended up being something good. So don't string him along. Same for guys. You know, if you don't want to be in a situation, know when you're going to do it and do it then. Don't preface it with, hey, we should talk sometime today when you're free. No. Just when you get a hold of them, hey, what's up? I want to talk to you. I've got some things I'd like to discuss. Boom, clean cut. Keep it like that, short and simple, to the point.
You know what? This is a guy you're breaking up with. I would just suggest phone if you think there's going to be a problem with them trying to talk you out of you breaking up with them, because that is what happens when you do it in person sometimes.
And if you guys hear that, that is our background alarm sound effect.
Pretty much.
Saying to break up over the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, and we got some more too. Okay.
Can we do a lightning round? Can we do a lightning host round?
Let's do it.
On
Sure.
the worst breakup story and what helped them get through it.
Oh, worst breakup story. I've told you guys this about Valentine's Day. Shit was horrible. Broke up on Valentine's Day. The way I got through it, I deleted her off all my social media. I stuck to work, and now we are cool.
Boom. Okay.
Social media, okay.
For me,
No one's ever broken up with you.
stop.
Not Kels.
No, I got broke up with going into a Halloween weekend, and instead of sit around and mope around, I still went out.
That's awesome.
I came up at the last minute with a costume, got my costume together, went out, had a great time. The costume was a hit. It only cost me like $5 to put together. I went as Dave Chappelle from as Tyrone Biggums, actually.
I was thinking Ashley Larry, but okay.
Yeah, no, Tyrone Biggums. It was real easy to fix, man. And then and that weekend I just went out and I focused on my friends and having a good time and just doing a bunch of other stuff.
There you go.
So just doing other stuff. Now, what did you do when she crept into your mind, or did she just never creep into your mind?
Oh no, it crept into my mind.
You took a shot. That's what you did.
Bam. No, I mean it crept into my mind, but I just, I didn't really stick. I didn't really put too much into it. It crossed my mind. I'd go back over, keep talking, crack some jokes, and then once I got everybody else laughing, then that came back to me and that energy, and I was good to go.
Yep.
Okay, that's good. Good. I was crazy about a guy. I found out he had a girlfriend, a couple girlfriends, and he was a big liar. Oops. The thing is that what I did was I tried not to hate him, and I tried to not go into the fantasy mode and think about the good things. And I used to say every night that I am going to wake up and that there will be no loaded memory of this person. It would just be like saying, hey, Dave Jones, and you have no feeling whatsoever. And it happened. It just took a little while.
You're like, what?
I
Who's
was
Dave?
pissed off,
I don't know Dave.
but so it was a time thing, and it was trying to punch reason through the emotions. Like, this is a delusion. Like, when you start going into like the good times, because obviously there were good times, I tried to punch through the delusion and say that this is like a delusion, basically.
Gotcha.
So you over and over and over again. So I think there's something to this whole concentration thing, like really
definitely.
using mental
Sometimes
concentration. I've never thought of that.
I beat that person up in my head, and let me explain, because you're like, what? I don't fight that person in my head.
Great.
But I kind of break them down.
Thank you.
So where I may have had them on a pedestal, now I've taken them off the pedestal, and I kind of break it apart. Well, there was a lot of things I didn't like. I wasn't really that happy either. And you know what? It's cool. It is what it is. I'm gonna find someone else better. They didn't deserve me, and while I'm sitting, now that I'm single, I'm gonna focus on me. And that's one of those things. There's a show called Revenge Body, and granted, that may not be necessary for everyone to get a revenge body, but I always think of it like I'm just gonna make myself better. Success is the best revenge. So I'm gonna do everything times 10, so that way when that person sees me, they're gonna be like, dirt. Like, not only is he
messed up
like,
on
I
that.
don't know how he got finer, girl, but he is finer. And they just see me being successful, and they see me genuinely being and being a happier, healthier person without them. And it basically says, hey, I don't need you. You were cool, but it didn't work, and I moved on.
There you go. And that goes for the females too,
Yes,
Get
it
yourself
does.
in the gym, get yourself, do them squats, and then be like, damn, she got a booty? How did I
Change
not
up
see
the
that?
hair,
Hey,
which most women usually do after
switch
a
up their
serious
hair,
breakup.
yeah.
Switch
You
it
know,
up,
come back on a
so that way
different
when
groove.
you see him, he's like, good Lord.
They
like,
always
what
come
happened?
back too. That's been my experience. Men tend to come back to women. I don't know if we do that to guys, but I just know that I could say of the men I've had returns, let's just say, and it's always like I'm like,
You're like,
and
sorry,
you're
no
who?
exchanges, no
you're with
refunds.
who? I'm just like, and then I'll like look at them and be like, what did I like about that person? And I'll be like, yeah, oh, that's really nice, thanks. Oh my god, oh yeah, well, gotta go. Oopsie.
Out with the old
Yeah.
and in with the new.
And speaking of next week, before I forget, we're going to talk about games. That'll be next week's show. So interesting games people play.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. The dating games. May the odds be ever in your favor.
Yes, because breaking up means you're going to go
See
out
what I
there
did
and
there?
find somebody amazing.
Hey.
And ladies, I got another tip. Start opening your eyes up to how many hot guys there are around in the world. They're everywhere. They're like growing on trees.
Not only that, but be open to maybe dating someone out of your predefined type.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
You can be in a little town and be like, I never noticed the guy that works in the mayor's office. Like, you just have seen him every day since you were like 10, and just, it's amazing.
Yeah,
Look at people in a different light. Look in their
know what,
eyes.
girls?
That's a big one.
And take those guys out the friend zone. You never know. Give them a chance.
Right? There you
You
go.
know?
Stop friend zoning all your
Yeah.
potential mates.
Yeah.
You got a lot of MVPs just sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah.
You don't even know about.
Exactly. But bam, that's what this show's all about. DMC, y'all, dating, mating, and
And
communicating.
communicating.
It's your boy, Jimmy V. You can reach me Twitter, Instagram, at Be Your Own Dad. Go check that blog, BeYourOwnDad.blogspot.com. Always giving my extra 2 cents in my panel.
I am Constance Dunn. Please reach out to me on Instagram or Twitter. Thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate it. We're here for you, and you will get through it.
You will. And that's your boy,
You'll be
Chaos
alright.
J, KAOSJ, on Twitter, Instagram, Chaos_Oceans31, because we bring you 31 flavors of waviness, baby. Let's get it.
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Keven Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.